Quarterback takes the ball from center, fakes a handoff, and then throws the ball to an open receiver. The opposing linebacker stands up and says, "Yo, ref, do you see what he just did? He deceived us." What would you think of that linebacker? What is my point? The topic today is negotiating with the savvy buyer. And it's based on this simple premise. The problem that we're trying to solve is this. At the end of the sales cycle, you run up against that savvy professional buyer who, like the quarterback, sees negotiating as a game. They study it. They go to school. We're going to point out the schools they actually go to. They plan and they play to win. So we refer to them as the player. Whose best interest is it in for us to do a good job of negotiating when we're up against this player? John Glenn famously said, when asked, what's going through your mind when you're up there packed in the nose cone waiting for liftoff? Anybody know what he said? I was thinking that a rocket has 20,000 components and each was made by the lowest bidder. Even though the savvy buyer is going to try to squeeze everything they can out of you, the fact is that probably is not in their best interest. Think about this. I'm not a natural negotiator. I'm a poor farm boy from Ohio. My wife, on the other hand, from New York. So there we are in the store, and we've gathered up some items, and we get up to the counter, and what does she say? We're buying a lot of stuff here. Could we see the manager? Could you give us a special deal? How do I feel at this moment? I'm mortified. That's the exact right word. But when she does it, guess what happens? Nearly every time, she gets a little better deal. If you walk up to the counter and you are like me, feeling like you can't negotiate the price and you just give them the credit card because you don't have the power, and then let's reverse roles. Now you're the salesperson. And the buyer says to you, you got to give us a better deal. We're buying a lot of stuff from you here. What do we do at that point if we're that typical average salesperson? Certainly I would put myself in that category. What do we say at that point? Sir, where do we need to be to earn your business? So if we don't have the power when we're the buyer, and if we don't have the power when we are the seller, exactly when do we have the power? It's not the position, it's the person. And if we don't feel like we have the power, then most sales folks, like me, approach negotiating not as a player who's in there, who studied it, who sees it as a game. We're going to play to win. We approach it like that linebacker. And if we're not a player, then what are we? I will say then we are a victim. And I haven't met many rich victims.